begin with an opening statement for Coach Rice.
First, tremendous respect for Coach Crean and for the tradition of Indiana. It's the first time since 1987 that these two teams have played, so there's a rich tradition with both programs, and so knew it was going to be a tremendous challenge. Indiana is one of the best offensive teams in the country, and so we knew what we were up against, especially third game in 3 days. Cannot be prouder of my group than I am. The response, starting at halftime, yesterday, the leadership of these two upperclassmen, halftime of yesterday when we were down 6 to Chaminade, and then the way we played for 40 minutes today. Obviously, some execution issues that we'll deal with, but one of the main reasons we came to Maui, other than it's exciting for our fans and it's a prestigious tournament, play against the best, see how we match up, see where we're good, see where our deficiencies are, so now go back and play a game and have all next week to practice. And I could not be prouder of the character of our group, and so these two guys were instrumental. I just thought from start to finish we were engaged, we were together, bench energy was fantastic, our fan base was phenomenal. And we're excited to go home, spend Thanksgiving as a team together, practice, and get ready for a game on Saturday. But again, great respect for Coach Crean and the job he does. And game could have gone either way, and we just made enough plays at the end to get it. And win or lose, I would have been extremely proud of how hard we played and what our response was.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with questions for the players. Please raise your hand. We'll bring you a mic. Left side, second row.
You talk a little bit about how much the defense kind of triggered everything and got everything going early in the game with a couple of early steals that led to slams by you?
Coming in, we knew since Indiana is a great offensive team, we really had to lock down and play defense. So it was really paramount for us to execute defensively, and those two players were a product of that, really. Everybody doing their job.
Thanks, Ike. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, on their last play where they got the ball to Zaislav for the 3 attempt, and you got the tip on the shot, what did you see? How were you able to get there for that?
I mean, I knew my man set the screen. I knew they were looking for a 3, and I saw Pat was trailing his man a little bit, so I had to help. And luckily enough, I was able to get a tip on the ball, and it was a pivotal play.
Left side, front row.
Ben, when you came back and you're on this type of stage, is this kind of what you thought you wanted to be in terms of coming back to this program and helping it win and get it to a tournament?
Oh, definitely. This is when Coach Rice recruits his players. This is what he tells us. We're going to play against the best. Because we want to be the best. And we were looking forward to this trip. All off season. And unfortunately, we weren't able to win our first game. But we can still say it was a successful trip. We went 2-1 and beating a ranked opponent.
Follow-up question?
Just want to know if you prefer your dad eating or dancing, because he's very excited. Do you see him during games?
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't? I'll let you guys know this, that my dad is one of the biggest fans, not only that I have, but our team has. He cheers for each and every guy as hard as he can, and it was so special to be able to have him and my brother out here to support me during this trip. Obviously, my mother wasn't able to attend, but for my father to be out here and have so much energy, I just try to feed off him, because I think he had more energy than anybody else in that building.
Ike, can you talk about how much this win means for this team?
It's huge, because we knew what our goals are at the beginning of the year, and then to be able to play well against a very good ranked opponent, it just speaks volumes to our growth from when we first started this thing. So it was a good first test for us.
Ben, same thing to you. Can you talk about the significance of beating a top 15 team?
That was our goal coming to this tournament, to play against great competition, and it was good for us to beat a ranked opponent. Obviously this is just the beginning, because we have a lot more tough teams coming ahead in our schedule. But it was a great test for our team, and we responded well.
Any final questions for the players? Second row, left side.
For Ike, I think this is the type of game that a lot of people were expecting to see from you when you come into UNLV, know that you're capable of. Was it just completely different for you out there, or were you getting some of the same shots and things just kind of working a little better for you?
Everything was just a product of just in the flow of the offense and just playing off each other. We have a really talented group, so we're gonna have people with good nights, or different people with good nights on different nights. So I guess it was kind of my turn this time. It's just a product of us just playing together, really. So it's not anything like different types of shots. So yeah.
All right, thank you guys. We'll let you get back to your locker room.
Way to go.
Sure.
Now we'll take questions for Coach Rice. Left side, second row.
You talked all year about wanting to see the way that your team responds the next game after a win or after a loss. I don't think a lot of people felt good even after the win yesterday. Talk a little bit about the response of your players for the full 40 minutes tonight.
I think when you're a coach and you're around your guys all spring, all summer, all fall, you get a sense of where they are. And I was very concerned after the UCLA game, and I was very respectful of Indiana, but very confident that we'd give a great effort from start to finish today. I could tell we've got a big game team. And I told them before the game, we've got a big game team. There's no doubt that we've got to play that way against everybody in our schedule, and that's something we'll work on. But when we play UCLA or we play Kansas, or we have guys that step up and do a great job, and we have tremendous respect for what the tradition of Indiana is. But I knew we would give it everything we had, and I knew we'd play together. And I just thought the chemistry of our group today was at an all-time high, and it's always good. This is a group that likes each other and spends time together, and you could see it today.
Questions? We'll go front row and then second row.
Dave, did you think Indiana was going to run with you, and what was your plan of attack? Obviously, you guys hit a lot of shots in the first half and got out to a big lead.
Yeah, we anticipated that they would. I mean, that's if you look at the Ken Palm stuff, all the analytics stuff. I mean, it's one of the best offensive teams in the country. We knew it'd be a high possession game. We knew we'd have a hard time getting them stopped in transition. We knew we needed to score, and as much as defense was a key, probably as big a key today was making sure that we played inside out and got some shots to go. Because if you're playing on your heels the whole game, if you're playing off of your own misses or turnovers, you're in for a long day against Coach Crean's group. And even though they shot a higher percentage from the floor than we would like to have had them shoot, I think you have to. We forced turnovers, and against a very good group of guards, we forced 21 turnovers today, and that was a huge number. We got some run-out baskets, and those one or two extra baskets we got were the difference in the game.
You pressed full court and trapped some, but you pulled that off a little bit today. Was that because of Farrell and Blackman being such good guards? You didn't think you could turn them over too much? Or
Yeah, it's all about Yogi Farrell and the respect we have for him. The other thing, too, was we've got 9 guys in our program that are averaging 15 minutes or more, and I suspected that I was probably going to play Jerome and Pat more minutes today than I had been playing them over the course of the season. I didn't know if that was the case or not, so we wanted to press and trap off of free throws and dead balls, and we wanted to pick up full court but not trap on made baskets. Indiana's a very good press break team. They take the ball out with multiple guys. It's hard to get them stopped, and it's just. But again, at the end of the day, it's about the fact they got one of the best, if not the best, quick point guards in the country in Farrell.
Second row, then back to the first row.
Dave, Indiana ties the game at 46, and then after that, 0 for 5, like 3 turnovers. Just how big was it right there? Because it seemed like if they take the lead, then you don't know where it's going to go.
These kind of games it's so much about momentum. It's about a big stop here, a big basket here, and we always focus on what happens at the end of a game, and that's obviously critically important. But the big plays are when you're tied with 17 minutes to go in the game, or maybe you're up 6 and you don't score a basket when you have a chance, a three-pointer that doesn't go in and it's 9, and they get a run out and cut it down to 4. It's the entire game, and that's why we always focus on the fact that it's every play throughout the course of 40 minutes. But I just thought that we showed a lot of composure with our group in terms of just answering their runs, and they're going to make runs. And we got up 13 late in the game, and they came down, and we didn't close out very well in the first dribble handoff 3, and then they hit a transition 3, and they're just always a factor. I mean, they got so many shooters out on the floor, and again, we just had enough at the end to close it out.
Can you describe the Ben Carter who left Las Vegas and the one who we saw today as a player?
Yeah.
When he left, what did you think? And then to see
Well, I
him
think a
today?
lot of that credit obviously goes to Grant Rice, my brother at Bishop Gorman, coaching him, and it goes a lot of credit goes to Dana Altman. I mean, Ben Carter left Vegas and came back to Vegas a different player. He matured, he got better. Redshirt year was huge for him last year. He obviously is the son of a coach, maybe a guy who'd Coach Carter may dance a little bit, but he's a heck of a basketball guy. And Ben just is a stabilizing force. I went to Ben this morning and I said, Ben, I know you've been starting, but for our rotation's sake, I need you to come off the bench. Okay, Coach, whatever you need me to do. When you have guys like Ben Carter who've been starting, and in a big game like this, I say you're going to come off the bench. And his response, 16 points and 5 rebounds. That's all you need to know about Ben Carter. Yeah, just it helps our rotations if I can bring Ben Carter off the bench, just with our defensive rotations, defensive substitutions. And Dwayne Morgan's earned the right to start. I mean, his energy level has been tremendous. Indiana starts with 4 3-point shooters on the floor, and so it helps us switch 4 so we can try to take away 3-point shots. And biggest thing is we needed to get off to a great start, and Dwayne Morgan always brings energy.
We'll take one final question for Coach. One more, front row.
It was a small sample, but they went zone. Went zone. I think Cornish maybe did a quick 3, but the next 3 possessions, you found a gap,
Yeah,
layup. I mean, that has to make you feel good. And then they came out, but it made it feel good that they found gaps and attacked it probably the way you want them to do.
Yeah, we were disappointed with our execution, obviously, against UCLA. We got off to a great start against UCLA, and we just didn't execute nearly well enough against zone offense or against zone defense. And so that's one of the other things that coming to a tournament like Maui is all about, is we come and we see what our deficiencies are. And there's no doubt that we got tomorrow off for Thanksgiving, a practice day on Friday, and then a game Saturday, and then all next week it'll be zone offense. I mean, that'll be primary focus of what we do, because we're pretty good, as you see, in man-to-man offense. We can play inside out. We got a lot of guys who can dribble, penetrate the ball, and so we're going to see a lot of zone this year. So that's our job as coaches, to put us in spots and play inside out against the zone. But I thought we were a lot more effective zone offense today than we were during that stretch of the UCLA game.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you for your time.
You.